Hi there. I sure hope you're having a good day because you deserve it. And sometimes I think people say things or something happens that maybe just turns our day around, but there are ways to kind of move around those things that kind of help you understand that maybe what someone said to you wasn't about you. Maybe their way of being unkind was not about you at all. Maybe it's their way of being. Maybe they've had a bad day. Maybe they are unhappy, or maybe they're not feeling well. But there's a couple of different quotes that I think are really wonderful. And this one is by Yogi Bhajan. And it says, if you are willing to look at another person's behavior toward you as a reflection of the state of their relationship with themselves, rather than a statement of your value as a person, then you will, over a period of time, cease to react at all. There's also a book that a lot of us are really aware of. I just got through reading it for about the fifth time. And I studied it in a book study with a lot of other people who really enjoyed the book as well. But one of the things from this book, and it's called The Four Agreements, is by Don Miguel Ruiz. And one of the agreements is take nothing personally. Because whatever is going on with someone else is about them. It comes from their way of being, it comes from their culture, from maybe the way their family raised them. It could be the circumstances of which they're in. Maybe they had a bad day. Whatever that is, it's about them. And I always remember, and will never forget, because I was raised in the Christian environment, but in the Bible, it is written in the New Testament as one of the final things that Jesus said. And he said, forgive them, for they know not what they do. Because if people have any idea that their unkindnesses or their collaboration with other people when they get into a consciousness with other people who are against someone else, or they're unkind to someone else, if they understood the problems that can create for that person or for even themselves, they wouldn't do it. It wouldn't be within their way of being. So we can change that by really understanding clearly that whatever someone's saying or whatever someone's doing, it's about them, it's not about us. So we have different ways of going about that. We can say something to them, yes we can, but so many times I really think that oftentimes the very best thing to do is just to step away, to walk away, to send them blessings, to let them know that you care about what they do, that what they said was not appropriate. You can do that. And sometimes it's just not to engage at all and just to let it go, because they're going to continue being the way they are no matter what that is. And so I would say, for what I would prefer to do, is to try and rise above it. And that's what the ascension process is all about, is when we're ascending into love and we're ascending into joy and peace and harmony, and in a way of living our truth and our living the love that we truly are desiring to be in that heavenly state of being. When we're in that state of ascension, we can rise above the circumstances. And when we're in that place, and that centered place of really understanding things so greatly in that way, we oftentimes don't even see what someone else is doing or react to someone's response. Maybe it's an unkindness that they said or something they did, and we just don't get it because we're in such a good place we don't see it. So here in Colorado, and right where my husband and I live now, we live at an altitude or an elevation of 7,000 feet. And the highest mountains in Colorado are 14,000 feet and higher. And I haven't been quite that high on the mountains, but I've been on other mountain peaks on the top of them. And when you get to the top of those peaks, you see down, I've seen down to where I came from. Either I climbed from that location, or else I took a four-wheeling vehicle to get to the top of where I was. And you can see down to where you came from. Or you can see out into the plains, or you can see onto other mountain peaks around us, and your view is higher, your perspective is higher, your vision is higher, and you're breathing the clean air. You're in this place of, oh my goodness, isn't this just so tremendously lovely and beautiful, and so this wide expanse and this vision of what you have is so much greater than anything you can imagine, and it's magnificent. And that's a metaphor for how we can live life when we rise above the circumstances, when we ascend above. And in those places, we are healthy and we are whole. And the word health, when we're in a mental state of health, or an emotional state of health, or a physical state of health, and a spiritual state of health, the word health comes from the Old English holth, W-H-O-L-T-H. That means health, it means holy, it means complete. And whole itself means holy and sacred. So when we're in that healthy state of mind and that healthy way of being, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, however, we're in that state of health. We're standing on sacred ground. We're moving within the holy way that we can be. And then we can extend that. And it's not religious. It's not. It's a spiritual way of being. It's an energetic way of being, of where we can continue our lives in connecting with other people and knowing how magnificent they are as well. And you live in this way, and you stand in the truth of that, knowing how blessed you are and how blessed everyone else is as well. And when someone is rude or someone is unkind, you can just rise above it and move on. And if you've said something that's unkind to someone else, you can just say, oh my goodness, I didn't mean to do that. I'm so sorry. You can apologize. My goodness, can we start over? Can we talk about this? And you can stop it right then and there. But if you don't stop it right then and there and you just let it go, it can just become something greater. It can kind of extend into something more and become a greater problem than it really truly is. It's all about communication. It's all about love. It's about communing with each other, coming from the heart, coming from that place within us where we join our mind with our hearts, and then we extend ourselves in communing with each other and communicating with each other and loving each other and having a clear understanding, certainly about who we are right here and right now within ourselves. So right here is the cover art for There Once Was a Kitty Who Traveled. And Digit truly did love to travel, as I've told you about before. But in the book, she likes to wear lots of different hats. She likes to wear different scarves, and she sometimes wears different colored wellies or maybe flip-flops or whatever. Most of the time she's barefoot, doing her own thing. But she has her little red suitcase with whatever it is that she's needing, and she's got her balloons in all different colors, and she's rising above the world to get to where she's going. And so that's what we can do in a metaphorical sort of way. We can pack our whatever we're needing in our own little red suitcase, and we can wear whatever we need that makes us feel good, and then we can rise above it in whatever way that we can ascend above the world and its ways and rise into a place of love and harmony and kindness and compassion and love and joy, all these higher ascended ways of being. And then that has an energy of which extends to everyone else around us. But it mostly generates something within ourselves of which we can live our lives and live our day, live our moments in whatever it is we're doing in a way that's supporting ourselves in an even greater way. And it is a life-giving way. It continues to grow and expand and become something even greater still. And so, rise above. Grab your little suitcase. Rise above whatever it is that the challenge is. And live full out from the good that is within you and the harmony that's within you and the life that is who you are already. And move beyond whatever the circumstances are when someone might intentionally hurt you or may not mean to hurt you, because it's not about you. It's what's going on with them. And send them blessings and move on. We can all do this. We all do the different things that we do in life, and we're all in it together. We're just doing it in a different way. we can join together through our hearts, through our minds, and love life all along the way. Life is good. Life is blessed. And life is really, truly all about love. So until I see you again, you take care. Blessings.